something happened last week that gave me a topic to talk about that I've thought about before, but not really about making a video about. So let's get into it. I think it was Thursday, on my ride to work, I pulled into a gas station, Buc-ee's, to fill up before heading to Mobile, and pulled up there, and a fella was leaving. He was pulling up to the end of the gas pumps, fixing to get out of there and head out. And I was pulling. He was on the inside, so I was gonna go around him on the outside. And right when we got probably about, I don't know, 20 foot apart, he kind of got started second guessing himself and deciding which way he wanted to go. He was trying to make sure he didn't get in my way. And as soon as I seen him turn the bars, and I seen the front forks push down or collapse, I knew he had hit the front brake, and I knew what was coming. And sure enough, he fell over right there by the gas pumps. And pulled up there to him, said, "You want me to help you to get that thing up?" It was I don't know my Harley models, but it was a black, flat black Harley, and had some red stripes on the tank. Looked like a newer model, and had the big, had spoked wheels on it, and the front tire was wide, compared to most street bikes. I don't know if that tells you what model it is or not. Good looking bike. And this fellow was probably late 50s, maybe early 60s. Asked him if he wanted me to. First thing he said was, "Man, that was my bad." And said, "You want me to help you get that thing up?" And shoot, by the time I put my kickstand down and started to get off the bike, he already had that big old joker picked up like it was nothing. So it ain't the first time he's picked that thing up. He did it correctly and did it without an issue. Now, I did have the highway bars where it didn't fall all the way down. It kept it from being completely flat on the ground. But you could tell when he was going low speed, he was duck paddling around, that he either wasn't very experienced or he hadn't rode in a while or whatever. And then, like I said, he hit the front brake while the bars were turned, and that's automatic. You're going down if you do that, especially on one of those big old heavy bikes. Man, that thing's about dried up. Ought to be some nice, some snakes out today in this heat. So that got me thinking, I wanted to give him some advice. You don't want to hit your front brake when you got the bars turned, because that's going to happen to you every time. But I didn't, because I've noticed that people don't like to necessarily, they don't necessarily want your advice, unless they ask for it. Sometimes it's better not to give it. This guy was, like I said, real nice. He probably wouldn't have had an issue with it. I figured he was already embarrassed because he just dumped the bike in front of a bunch of people. And I just said, he got picked up and said, "All right, you have a good day." And went on to the gas pump to fuel up my bike. But like I said, I've learned that people don't necessarily, you can, if they don't ask and you tell them, try to give them some advice, they they either get an attitude or they get offended. And not everybody, but a lot of people. So I don't know if it's an ego thing or what. So I've kind of learned to. I'm starting to learn. I haven't completely learned. Just if they don't ask, you know, don't give them the advice. I even had a Facebook marketplace ad trying to help some people out, you know, just offering to help them. They could practice with me, they would help me out, and I could help them out, maybe give them some pointers on when doing the I had a parking lot marked off in town that I'd been practicing in, you know, doing the MotoJitsu stuff just to get better at low speed stuff, maneuvers where you ain't got to pedal around all the time, and some of MotoJitsu's drills, and shoot, I'm on his Patreon. I can't. MC Ryder. Some of his stuff, just to keep him practice emergency braking, stuff like that. Evasive maneuvers or whatever you want to call it, defensive riding, and you know, I had that post up on Marketplace, and let me make sure this thing's recording still. Yep, hot dog. Didn't work yesterday. I got home and I didn't have the video, but I had that ad on Marketplace and Craigslist for a good few months, and at all that time I got one response, and it was if I remember right, I'm pretty sure it was a lady on Facebook Marketplace that wanted some help, but she wanted to know if I had a bike she could ride, and I was like, nah, you gotta have your own bike. So she, more than likely, she was probably wanting to get her endorsement or whatever. Maybe she was in Florida, because I'm right at the line. So I was offering for them to meet me at this parking lot that I already had marked off, or I could go, you know, wherever to help them out. But I think the big thing is ego, and there's some folks out here playing around. I guess it's ego. That's the only thing I can think of. People don't really want to listen. Now, if somebody, like right now, I'm real rusty off-road. That's not why I'm putting around. I'm just putting around so I can talk. But real rusty off-road. If somebody that can ride better than me off-road, you know, offers some advice, then I'm more than willing to listen. If Adam from shoot, I can't think of the name of his channel. He hasn't made a video in a bit, but Northwest Florida ADV, I think is what it is, like NWF ADV or something like that. If he offers me off-road advice, he sees me doing something that's not right, which usually it's I hadn't rode with Adam in a long time, but usually it's you need to stand up more, and I definitely do. But I would listen, because I know he's better off-road than I am. So a lot of times you just got to put your egos or feelings aside if you want to learn something from somebody that's better than you are. And at what you're doing. I could give Adam advice, I'm sure, on dealing with traffic and riding on the street, just because I ride in the city a bunch, and I put on a lot of miles. have a lot of experience. Not saying I won't wreck on the way home and get hit by a car or killed because of a mistake I make, but you know, I might be able to help somebody out. Well, that's the end of this video. I just thought it's kind of like people don't necessarily want to hear it unless they ask. It's just like giving somebody advice about money. If they don't ask, they don't really want to hear it. You're probably going to offend them or hurt their feelings, and it's not going to accomplish anything. I'm trying to learn that, starting to learn that. They don't want to listen to you. Most people like me had to figure it out the hard way. So well, it's pretty out here. I'm surprised there ain't some snakes laying up on the bank. I guarantee you they're out here somewhere, or up in these on these logs or trees. But they ain't gonna listen to if they don't want to learn. They're not gonna listen about riding, which is what this video is about, riding skills. Like I said, it's like giving advice about money. They're not gonna listen unless they're usually somebody's in a desperate situation for the listen. And shoot, I've been there. So sometimes that's the way only way you're gonna learn. And they're definitely not gonna listen. They don't want to listen to me about money because they see I drive an old car, an old truck. Well, mostly I just ride old bikes, but they see my old vehicles between car, truck, and my two bikes. They're all old, and they see my old house that ain't nothing pretty either. And you know, society says that's not doing well. But a lot of, I don't know how to say this, a lot of people that look like they're doing well are really in a bind. But society says you got a new car, a new house, new bike. Hey, that guy or lady's doing well. Well, they might be struggling to make their payments. Or if something like this comes up that's going on now with the coronavirus, people's panicking because they're living check to check to keep up an image that they're doing well. So, hey, live and learn. Like me, everybody, most people like me's got to learn the hard way. Y'all have a good day. Thanks for watching. If you want, subscribe. Won't be all motorcycle vehicles. It's just whatever I want to post. It'll be, I drive a truck for a living. I enjoy that, so it could be some of that. This week I've been working on my car, getting it back roadworthy, that I hadn't messed with in years. So it might be some of that. And who knows? I just put whatever I want. And if you want to watch it, great. If you don't, then that's cool too. Like the video if you like it, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I don't upload very often usually, but when I do, it'll notify you. Thanks again for watching.